like your participation trophy, Johnny.
I said I did my best.
You're nothing. You lost.
Yo, what the freak, man? Oh.
Good evening, Scott Krueger here with Wavewater Arts. I was just having a little fun with some of my spoils of war through my years competing, and a whole lot of emotions and memories came back. I trained so hard for so many years and was willing to drive across the country and fly around the country to compete at Taekwondo sponsored events. And I did compete in US Olympic style sparring, which was use the electronic hogus, and we use the electronic foot gear that register pressure thresholds and is a bit more fair judging. So I can appreciate also Poomsae. Some of these medals are from Poomsae, and this is actually not all of it. There was a bunch of medals that I gave away to friends and to different schools. I might have lost a few. The trophies, there's a bunch downstairs in my garage. There was a few 6-foot Grand Championship trophies that I was blessed to win, and very honorably gave it to my school. And at the time when I was competing, I was so driven, and it's weird because I felt after competing for so many years and, you know, starting to get to a point where I questioned whether was it worth it? You know, was it worth it to spend all this time and money just to get a piece of metal that says that you were there? You know, some of these tournaments, there were very small groups, so you were next to near guaranteed a first place or second place medal. But there were some competitions that I was extremely proud of. I think my favorite is the 2016 National Championship that I won at the black belt level, and that's the one I think I'm most proud of. I was in Virginia, and that was a really fun one because I got to drive down there with my best buddy, and I got to take my son, and my wife flew in, and we had a really great time. We got to visit the beach. So in essence, the competitions for me ended up becoming like just ways to explore different areas of the country and to make new friends and see different areas. And then we got to visit like Washington, D.C. We went to Las Vegas and California, and I never would have gone to those states had it not been for the competition. So one question that I posted was, you know, is number one, does competition make a better martial artist? And that's not something I want to get into right now, but that's a question that, you know, I thought about. And the other thing is, you know, was it worth all the money and time to go do this? And for me, I remember my first national championship in Chicago, I lost 14-0, and it really motivated me because I saw this different competitive side of Taekwondo with the electronic scoring, and it just amazed me. You know, some of the martial artists that I saw there competing, I was just so inspired, and was able to make friends with them and train with some of them, and met some really awesome coaches. Got to train with some US Olympic coaches and athletes, and those were all very good experiences. And the you know, we went to training seminars. I would travel around to go training, and then, you know, I would travel to go compete. and it was exciting and it was fun. And was it worth it? For me, it was. And I had all these medals kind of just put in a box, you know, in my closet, and these trophies were downstairs in the garage. But my son Ethan saw one of the medals and was like, "Oh, you know, where are they all?" And I had them all in various spots, and so I decided to kind of gather them up. And it's kind of overwhelming to see. I've actually seen people with like trophy, like a whole room or a garage filled with medals and trophies. So this really isn't that, you know, I'm not doing this to say look at and see, you know, how many medals and trophies I won. It's more to reflect upon my experience and some of the experiences that other martial artists may have gone through. And, you know, there is a burnout rate, you know, just like with anything, when you're competing at such a high level and putting so much stress on yourself. I think after a while that began to take a toll, especially when I was hurting my competitors and didn't feel very good about it. So, you know, I've stepped away from competing for now, and I was training with my son today, and he expressed the desire to get back into competing, and right away I'm thinking like, oh, you know, here's another money trap, or is it really good for him? But I think it is, you know, if he wants to compete, I think, you know, that's something I would allow him to do, and I should encourage him. But at the same time, I got to be careful, because some of these tournaments, you know, it ends up becoming an ego thing, and that's something that I had to kind of deal with. So thanks for listening to my reflection on does competition make a better martial artist, and does spending all this money justify the ends and the means to competition and trophies and medals. So I'm Scott Krueger with Wavewater Arts. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I got a lot of stuff in there about the healing arts, Tai Chi, Qigong, meditation. So with that, thank you very much. Annyeonghaseyo. Thank you.